in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, or cremations since 1975, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg, 256-245-4361. The North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. Since 1975, for funerals, burials, cremations, it is Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. In obituary news this morning, Frankie Calvin Hodges Sr., age 63 of Goodwater, died January 31st. Visitation for Mr. Hodges will be Saturday from 10 until 11 o'clock at Curtis & Son North Chapel in Sylacauga. Graveside service to follow in Evergreen Memorial Cemetery. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel directing. Funeral service for Regina Hoffman McCoy, age 73 of Sylacauga, is Friday at 2 p.m. from Curtis & Son North, with the Reverend Sam Walker along with the Reverend Mike Johnson officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Visitation from noon until 2 at the funeral home. Mrs. McCoy died January 31st at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing that service. Maurice Carter Foyle Sr., age 80 of Lincoln, died January 27th. And the service was held yesterday at Blue Eye Baptist Church in Lincoln, Alabama. And David Roselle officiated that service. Talladega Funeral Home directed. Celebration of Life, remembering the life of Marilyn Glenn of Ashland, is today at 11 a.m. from Clay County Farmers Market. It's 86838 Alabama Highway 9 in Lineville. Pastor Clarence Henderson officiating. Public viewing was last night. S.M. Goodson Funeral Home and Crematory, Talladega, in charge of the arrangements. Funeral service for Edward London, age 83 of Sylacauga, will be today at 11 a.m. from Radley Smith Funeral Home Chapel, with Brother Joe Camp officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery in Sylacauga. Mr. London died Monday, January 31st at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Visitation is this morning from 9 until 11 a.m. at Radley Smith Funeral Home. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to the Mount Moriah Cemetery Fund, 14553 Coosa County Road 29, Weguffka, Alabama, 35183. Radley Smith Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Graveside service for Virginia Ann Lightsey Marlowe, age 90 of Childersburg, will be Saturday, February 5th at 10 a.m. from Childersburg City Cemetery, with Dr. Charles Moore officiating. Mrs. Marlowe died Monday, January 31st at Grandview Medical Center. Radley Smith Funeral Home in Sylacauga, directing Ms. Marlowe, was a member of the Childersburg Library Board for some 39 years. She was a graduate of Childersburg High School in 1950. Virginia Ann Lightsey Marlowe, Radley Smith Funeral Home, in charge of the arrangements. Memorial service for John Timothy Mcgregor, age 56, is noon Saturday at Old Union Baptist Church in Jackson Gap, with Dr. Albert Pike officiating. Mr. Mcgregor was born May the 7th, 1965. Online condolences at wrightsfuneralhome@gmail.com. Wrights Funeral Home, Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. And Edna A. Lusk, age 92 of Sylacauga, died on Wednesday at Sylacauga Health and Rehab. Funeral arrangements to be announced by Radley Smith Funeral Home, 320 North Elm Avenue in Sylacauga. This obituary report this morning, courtesy of Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, and cremation since 1975, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg, 256-245-4361, Curtis & Son Funeral Home.